Hello, denizens of the upstate South Carolina and North Carolina, any of the surrounding areas.
Alabama, Arkansas,
California,
wherever the fuck you're at.
Denmark. It is I, Crazy Jason.
And the other Jason.
And on this week's installment of Kakalaki Movie Madness, we are actually going to be doing the long-awaited movie review. I think we pretty much decided Blu-rays only.
Blu-rays only. Maybe some HD DVD eventually, but...
Possibly. And, I mean, it's possible to do a DVD review.
Yeah, if it's something that's not available on a high-def format, yeah, maybe.
Maybe. But this week we are doing a review of Friday the 13th.
The original, not the god-awful Michael Bay remake.
The uncut, which we're going to watch and see what exactly that means and let you know. But this just arrived today from Amazon. To give you an idea on the price, I do believe, I'm sorry I don't have the info right here, but I do believe it was $16.99. And just to let you know, you can sign up for a month free of Amazon Prime. And if you want to pay for it, that's fine, but you can cancel it after a month. But for that month, you will get every purchase, no matter what the price, 2-day shipping, no extra charge. So that's what I did for this, and it came just in time for review. Do you have anything to say before we get started?
It's actually a pretty rare disc. Everywhere you go, you can find the Michael Bay version, but this one, Best Buy, Blockbuster, where else? Costco, nowhere we've been has had this disc, and you've been looking for it for the better part of a month. So
yeah, no brick and mortar store anywhere.
Yeah, nowhere.
So, what do you say? You want to dive in?
Let's do it.
All right. What chair are you going to sit in?
This one.
That one?
Yeah.
Why do you, I mean, why?
I just like being on this side.
That's your side?
This is my side, yeah.
Always, that's going to be your side now?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Like two mates in a bed. I mean, does that have, okay, whatever.
And we're back after finishing the movie and watching the special features. Why don't you go ahead and start us off with some of your impressions?
Well, first of all, I have to say that I've always been a fan. I mean, not a hardcore fan. I mean, there are, I didn't buy the Crystal Lake Memories book, which, I'd love to have, but I'm a pretty good fan. I'm the kind of person that if a Friday the 13th rolls around, I'll put on my Friday the 13th t-shirt, and, if there's happens to be a marathon on TV, that's always fun. But I don't, go to the conventions, and, don't want to offend people out there if I don't remember certain characters' names or whatever, because basically, once you get past this film, but beyond this, it's basically, Jason is a machine, just a killing machine. And so the film, as a series, the films basically turn into just a series of, clever kills, which is fine. At this point, even doing this review is, this movie is probably more reviewed on YouTube than probably, I don't know, any movie out there. Certainly any horror movie out there, aside from Nightmare on Elm Street or, Halloween. Speaking of which, we were drawing the comparisons throughout the film. Most people know it's a given that Friday the 13th was basically a jump on the bandwagon, was taking advantage of the door that Halloween opened for this slasher genre. And while not as stylistic as Halloween, obviously, it was a good workman. It was a budget of $600,000, and we were continually impressed while watching it, the production values.
And a lot of that can be attributed to Tom Savini. Working with George Romero on all of the Dead projects, the guy learned how to do really clever gags on a shoestring budget. And even the beheading scene here with Mrs. Voorhees
Impressive.
still looks good.
Yeah.
where Kevin Bacon gets killed.
Except for
in bed.
the man hands.
The man hands, yes.
Grabbing at the headless torso.
Very hairy hands pop up. It was just
with some sort of high school or college class ring on the ring finger.
It's probably Tom Savini's hands, actually.
Probably.
But yeah, I mean, it all still stands up pretty well. I was kind of surprised that 30-year-old gags can still look that good.
Well, you're sounding like Sean Cunningham
with the magic
all the features going on and on about the magic show and the gags.
Yeah.
Now this version is called the uncut version, but the only difference between this version and the theatrical release is that this has a whopping 10 seconds of footage added.
That's it.
Now, where did you see? I don't know. Forgive us, but
I'll be fucked if I know where it was. Yeah.
I mean, I think I read somewhere that there was a few seconds added to the arrow coming through Kevin's Bacon, throat.
An extra spurt of blood or something.
Yeah, a little extra gush there. I have to say too, when we were looking, that effect did not hold up as well.
Not really.
The first shot, the side angle,
that looked good.
That looked good when the arrow was first coming up through the neck. That looked really good. And when it cut to a top-down shot of his face, it was obvious that the prosthetic neck, did not match the head.
Yeah.
And of course, that's one of the things that's accentuated by high definition.
Well, before we jump into the technical aspect, just to finish up our synopsis, what was the most terrifying scene for you? What's your favorite scene or least favorite as far as it scared the shit out of you?
Yeah, well, first time I saw it wasn't in the theater, obviously. It was on VHS, late 80s, early 90s. I rented it, one night from Blockbuster and watched it alone, of course, like so many people of our generation did. It's not like I'm talking like a Vietnam veteran or something. Anyway, the film, it was the atmosphere is certainly very moody, setting the stage. But the thing that really jarred me, obviously, was that final shot of, Jason coming up out of the water. That literally made me jump and made my heart feel like it was going to just, bust out of my chest. And I always remember that. So honestly, that was the scariest for me. Or, the scene that always stuck in my mind as a movie memory, a Kakalaki movie memory.
Personally, I was most horrified by the extreme close-up of Kevin Bacon's hairy ass during the sex scene, and Sean Cunningham just seemed to have a proclivity for Kevin Bacon in this movie because there's a full-on semi-shot in a Speedo on the dock, and then later hairy man-ass, and it was just uncalled for.
Okay, well, I have a few. First of all, and this probably leads into the PQ discussion. In previous, when I watched it on VHS and then on DVD, I never could quite make out in that love-making scene exactly what that was. I kind of thought it was an ass, but I couldn't quite make it out. Now with the clarity of Blu-ray and the ultimate experience in movie watching, you can quite clearly see that it is Kevin Bacon's ass. And I'm pretty sure it is his ass and not a stunt double, seeing as he went full-on frontal on Wild Things and really showed his bacon, which, I have to say, the man, he's pretty well hung, but anyway, in high definition, not only could you make out the ass, but you could make out all the fine hairs on the ass. So, if you too have a proclivity for Kevin Bacon's ass, as Sean Cunningham obviously did, this is the perfect format to watch it in.
Exactly.